All right. Welcome to the Power Six Podcast. I'm your host, Max Cazell.
That is terrible.
Goddamn right. Nah, he doesn't want
That's
to
a
do
good
it.
intro. I like
You
that
said
intro.
He
You
doesn't
said
want to
the
do
intro.
it. So this
Yeah,
is Max's
you
show
do the
now.
introduction.
This is Max's show now.
No.
All right, Isaiah, please say something.
Hey, welcome back to the Power Six Podcast, fellas. Here's your host, Max Gazella.
We have controversy. This is like a quarterback controversy.
This is how I just end the call right here, man. All right. All the fun and games away. Welcome
That
back
was
to the
not
Power Six Podcast. Can I fucking talk? All right. Welcome back to the Power Six Podcast. It's not the Rose and Max show. I know you guys are disappointed after that phenomenal podcast last week. We have Brad and then the Iowa. I don't know what type of fan he is because he didn't go to Madison, Wisconsin. Jacob Headley here. Disappointing week going to the game. We got some new nominations for awards out there. And with that being said, Max, you already talked. So let's get this thing going.
Yes, let's do that. It's rivalry week in college football. It's one of the best times of the year. Lots of good games, good matchups, and the game, of course, which we will talk about. And Heather, what happened to your camera? Why can't we see you now either?
When I have it minimized, I'm trying to put my picks in, but yeah.
Oh, on mobile, yes.
I'm just
how
not
that
going to
works.
put my picks in until after this.
You can just say them, and I can throw them in for you, or Isaiah or Brad.
Okay, thank you. That was
Anyway, we will get right into the reaction though from last week, and we'll start with the Husker game, Nebraska, Wisconsin. Brad, Isaiah, myself, we were up there in Madison for the disappointing 24-17 overtime loss. It seemed like this was more end of the game mismanagement, like there was last week, but just in a total opposite way. And Nebraska doesn't score in overtime for like the 6th or 7th overtime in a row since 2014.
Yeah, very disappointing game. We started out really hot. You know, that first quarter, 2 long touchdown scores. Headley, you are echoing. Those first 2 touchdown scores, long plays. We were vibing.
That was fun.
For us at the time, the stadium atmosphere was good. Just to touch on that Wisconsin, though, like the stadium, the atmosphere was not what I expected there. Their fans suck. But back on the game, offense looked really good to start, and then we kind of didn't get anything rolling. Like Max said, back-to-back weeks of just poor time management at the end of the game. I know Matt Rowe commented last week, you guys wanted us to kick a field goal, and then this week you want us to score a touchdown. It doesn't make sense. If you're a coach in Division I, you just kind of got to figure out that those type of things by now, especially this isn't his first rodeo. Defense looked all right for the most part. You know, they kept the team in there to let us get to overtime, but just a very disappointing outcome, especially being there and experiencing that.
Yeah, I think Matt Rule's explanation was in his press conference yesterday. I think it was maybe slightly better. He was kind of just saying that, he wishes he would have had a little bit more time, but his first priority was he felt like he owed the defense a chance to extend the game without putting the pressure back on them. I don't know. The way they were running the ball that drive and the way they were running the ball the whole game, I thought they should have just went for it. And if he got to punt the ball back or kick the ball back with some time left, you can't kick yourself for going for it and then kicking the field goal and having the tie anyway.
Yeah. In that situation, you need to go for the win there. You're away. You're in Wisconsin. It's a night game. The crowd in the beginning wasn't like lively, but near the end, obviously, it's a close game, so they get pumped up. I think if we're at home in that situation, I don't mind going to OT as much. I still would want to see us try to go for the win against a Wisconsin team that we haven't beat in a long time. But yeah, it was just poor clock management. We had 3 minutes left with 3 timeouts at the 50, and then a minute and a half with 3 timeouts still at the 18, and we let the clock run and take a field goal. So it was just tough, but now we move on.
Yeah, the biggest moment on that last drive, there was 42 seconds to go in the game, and we let the clock run down to 20 seconds, and then we only ran one more play after that. Call the timeout, 42 seconds left, get some plays in there. We still have two timeouts in our back pocket after that. Like, I don't understand what their mindset or mind frame is there.
Yeah, that game was painful. Never gets easier. I really don't have anything new to say. I've said it all a million times. My hope is very low. My belief in Nebraska football is very low, but I can't wait until next week. I do want to talk about a really awesome thing that happened that game. I don't know if you guys could see it on the field that well, but Peyton Samford, is that his name, correct?
Phelan Sanford.
Phelan Sanford. He had the hit of the year on defense.
Oh,
Yeah.
He lit up Braylon Allen, buckled his knees, stopped on third down. Then the next play, I don't know who made the stop. Somebody got in. We made the 4th and 1 stop, and it was 2 smash mouth plays in a row where the black shirts came out on top. We get the ball back, and it was a 3 and out, unfortunately. But that hit by Samford, like, man, that lit me up. It
was loud.
That's one of the
that
loudest
guy-
hits.
In the stadium, it was loud.
Yeah, it was
a
super
collision.
loud.
I mean, I was just happy to have that. I'm happy to have that guy on our team, and I like that he plays for Nebraska. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got another positive since we talked about a lot of negatives. Chubba Purdy looked great.
Chubba did look good.
I'm not going to count his last interception as a turnover because he just had to force something up, but 0 turnovers in my eyes.
Yeah.
He has great vision. I love his ball. He throws a great ball, and he's just so much better than Harburg and Sims.
And he looked athletic.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how he does against Iowa. If we because we can beat Iowa. If we beat Iowa and go to a bowl, I'm interested to see how Chubba does there. I know he's kind of faced some injuries early, but yeah. And then next year, it really changes the narrative of what we were looking for in the transfer portal. So yeah, I'm really excited about Chubba.
I agree. It does make the transfer portal thing seem a lot less dire. I mean, just looking at him, he looked a lot more comfortable in the pocket this year than he did last year. I don't know what happened, what he's been doing, but he definitely just looked way more comfortable in the field. He's damn fast. He's gritty. He's tough. Maybe the arm isn't like huge, but I like Chubba Purdy. I wouldn't mind him being our quarterback.
Yeah, his quickness is what really surprised me because he was fast, but his lateral movement is 50 times faster than Harburg, and it's even a lot quicker than Sims. I mean,
after watching Harburg all year, I think like Chubba Purdy's lateral movement, he looks like Lamar Jackson to us now because
he does.
Yeah, he does. No,
he was actually out there making guys miss. So
yeah, that 60-yard run.
Yeah,
that was insane.
That first touchdown was electric, dude. That was awesome. He hit the hole. He was gone.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get tackled. I was literally yelling, slide.
Yeah, Isaiah was wanting him to slide.
Well, all I saw on the field was red, and then I just see him pass everybody. I'm like, oh,
dude, he was hot. He was coming out hot.
Yeah, we had some.
I agree. I thought I'm like, oh, nice, we got a first down, and then he's like in the end zone.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's
awesome. I would have never guessed he's that fast. He's pretty big. Like, I would have never guessed.
Yeah. Both of the touchdowns in the first quarter were awesome being there because they both looked like they were just going to start off being like pretty good gains, like 10 to 20 yards. And Jalen Lloyd broke a tackle and housed it. And then Chubba Purdy just slipped through the whole defense. It was electric. It was probably the most fun I've ever had in an away game so far, that first quarter. When we had Wisconsin fans behind us, they're like, are we in the Nebraska section? There were tons of Husker fans there. And making a lot of noise.
Good.
And I think it had to do with the cheap tickets because we saw a number of people that all of us knew, or like not all of us, but at least one of us like knew or like knew of. So I think everyone around our age had like the same idea of like $20 tickets. Yeah, let's go.
I want to talk about Malachi Coleman. Dude, I think he's going to be a really good Husker. I think just right now he's so young.
Yeah.
He is so young, man.
We actually talked about this on the car ride too, Headley, that he's such a good athlete, but he at some points he looks a little kind of lazy out there.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, there's a lot of balls that I think he could at least, I don't know, could be an obstacle for, because that ball that Chubba threw, threw it out of bounds. They picked it off. The guy was out of bounds, but it was close. You know the play I'm talking of.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Malachi Coleman needed to get in there, dog. He needed to go for that ball. I think he just seems kind of timid. That's the whole thing. He's just timid right now.
And on that play, it definitely looked like they could have called pass interference because the Wisconsin
guy pushed off of him for sure.
Yeah, but you are right, Malachi. Like, if you're stronger there, I mean, you can fight that guy off and make that catch. Really.
I also think Chubba just should have probably thrown that away. He tried to force it and almost made a mistake. But that was just that's different.
I don't know.
You're gonna look at it.
I don't know. Malachi, I think, needs to make a play on that ball at least, and I think that's what happens when you're a freshman. I think he's probably just scared of messing up, honestly, and that timid play is a result of it.
I think they got to coach the Lincoln East out of him because I think he was such a good athlete that he didn't have to try that hard in high school. He just was faster, bigger, stronger than everyone, And there's some guys that are like that, and then they come into college football and they still know that they got to work their ass off. Or there's some guys that it takes a little bit to learn the different level of play.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a baseball analogy real quick. When I got called up to play on the varsity baseball team, I was nervous as hell in the field, and I always wanted them to hit balls that were like in the hole, so that I could make a diving attempt at them. And then if I missed, it'd be like, oh, the ball was in the hole, right? I feel like Malachi Coleman wants the ball to be misthrown so he can like dive for it and try to make some crazy play on the ball. And then it's, kind of justified if he missed it. And these balls that are coming right at him, he looks timid. Like he's not going up and attacking the ball.
But the one that was high, he like reached up. And
he went up. He looked
got
like
to himself.
Megatron.
It was an unbelievable catch.
He gets in the seam, and there's like, there's two guys behind him about ready to take his head off. I'm like, how do you make that catch? That is crazy.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to the shitting on Braylon Allen real quick, if we could. He got absolutely ran over by Nick Henrich on a blitz. Remember we did that to one of the little tiny baby buffs at Colorado too. And then it happened to Braylon Allen, just got mowed down, and then of course committed a tripping penalty that wasn't called. But yeah, we held Braylon Allen to 62 rush yards, only 2.8 yards a carry. He was a non-factor, and our rushing defense showed up again.
I would like to talk about that. I do not think he was a non-factor. That dude was a presence with his 68 yards.
I think
62 yards. He was a presence with them 62 yards.
Where he really excelled is he's such a big fucking dude. Is where in the red zone. I mean, he had 2 3-yard runs because he's so big. I mean, so that's where his X factor was. Dude. Everything else in the middle of the field wasn't anything because they kept on trying to run through the middle, and the guys behind us were getting pissed. The Wisconsin fans behind us were getting pissed because it just was not going to work.
Dude, at the end of the game when I saw he had 62 yards, I thought that was the loudest 62 yards I'd ever seen. Like it was like every time they needed a first down, they were going to Braylon Allen, and they usually got it. I mean, he just keeps the legs going, and then their last touchdown in overtime, that was tough.
No, touch on that too, like the running game. I kind of felt like Tanner Mordecai in that game could just take off whenever he wanted and get 10 yards.
Yeah.
Like we had
The
no
quarterback draw
spy
is
on the quarterback.
frustrating. I mean,
You
our
honestly,
third
Tanner,
and long defense was frustrating that game.
honestly, both teams third and long defense. We
Yeah.
cut Wisconsin up on third and long too. Both teams. But Tanner Mordecai was a lot more athletic than I thought he was. To be quite honest, that surprised me. He played good.
I think he was surprised too, because there was one point where he got a first down and he had a big celebration, which good for him. I mean, I'm sure he does not run that much, but
He was. I think he was amped up after that one.
Would you guys say that Tanner Mordecai is the third best quarterback we played against this year? We have J.D. McCarthy and Sanders.
Shooter Sanders.
probably.
Yeah.
I think Tanner Mordecai looked better than every other quarterback besides those two.
He
I
really
would
wasn't that terrible. I didn't think. I think
he played pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
They also had they had a wide receiver that he was able to go to whenever
Pauling?
he needed.
that was
Dude, that
six.
guy killed us. I mean,
There was like 3 third downs. I'm like, he's throwing it to number 6, and that's the guy he went to every single time.
yeah, and that's what Nebraska doesn't have. They don't have a guy that like we need a play here. I'm gonna look at you and you'll be open. They never have it. Nebraska does not have that.
It's unfortunate. It's
Which-
unfortunate.
We also need to think about that when evaluating Chubba Purdy because he don't have a guy.
You don't got a
He
guy.
doesn't have a guy. We don't
We
have a
tried
guy.
to throw a fade route to 4'2" Billy Kemp for a winning
Yeah, Billy-
touchdown.
It would really help if we had Marcus Washington and IGC right
Yeah,
now.
it would.
Yeah, Billy
Or
Kemp
even
looks like
Xavier
Mario before he gets the mushroom, dude. He is just like
He's feisty.
Oh man, I kind of don't like Billy Kemp, but that's a whole.
hey,
other
Billy Kemp
story.
had a pretty decent game, I thought.
That's another thing is why are we keep running a fucking screen pass slant or like it just felt like it was Scott Frost all over again.
Yeah, we ran like our first play of the game was a screen pass.
It was
Or a
like it
swing
worked
pass.
early and then it didn't. Wisconsin started getting on it.
I think I'm gonna hold my tongue with the play calling just because I don't know what the hell I would call about what our offense is right now. I just don't know what I'd do.
Run the ball.
The only gripe I had was we started the second half with 2 3-and-outs, and I do not believe there was a give to Emmett Johnson in any of those 6 plays. I did have a gripe about that. Whether that's a personnel or a play call issue, I hated that. I thought we ran the ball well in the first half, and I wanted to see them keep it going with the lead.
Mm-hmm. What I will say, I will talk in the play calling. First down, I love running the football. When our offense gets 2nd and 10, I want to know what our conversion rate on that is. Getting a first down after when we're in a 2nd and 10 or worse, how often do we get a first down? Never. Run the ball, even if it's 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. I don't give a damn. I hate fucking starting behind the chains.
Well, it's funny you mention that because we did have one instance of a first down trick play that lost us 10 yards, and then
my god!
and then the
that
second
was the
20
slowest trick play ever.
The 2nd and 20 did go for a touchdown, but
Got bailed out. Bailed out by bad tackling.
That trick play was just the slowest trick play ever.
Trick play sucked. That was a great on that play after that. That was a great route by Jalen Lloyd. Great throw by Chubba, and Jalen Lloyd ran well after the catch. So I like to see that. That trick play was stupid.
That was kind of stupid. But after that play, I watched the game with Jaden Brameyer actually, and we were like super pumped that we caught and threw the ball twice in one play. We're like, not bad. We caught and threw twice.
Yeah. What else was I going to mention? Oh yeah, I mean, defense played good again. I mean, I liked what the defense did. I have no worries about our defense.
Hey, I will say this about the defense. The defense, probably, I don't know if we're going to get into our records with the game on the line in close games. The defense was not clutch either. The offense has not been clutch, but the defense has not been clutch either. We'll say that about them. That's a complaint.
Yeah, I think our defense has been good. The only thing I would say is our secondary is definitely the weak point of the defense. Just feels like the last couple of weeks we've been kind of getting chopped up in the air.
The defense has been doing good, but they cannot go without criticism. They've Been like all in Nebraska for the last few years. They're not clutch. I mean, Minnesota, they gave up that drive at the end. Maryland, they gave up the drive. This week, they give up the overtime. They don't get a stop in overtime. It's just
The overtime, it felt like they got screwed on a non-tripping call and then a bad spot.
Yeah, that spot should have probably been 1 yard.
And I mean, if the tripping call is called, it's second and like 25 or something.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
Bad
very
things happen.
surprised.
Bad
They didn't call that.
things happen all the time, though. Like somebody needs to clutch up and make a play, and that's why we're 1-30 in the last however many games.
Not wrong.
Yeah. The passing defense, it felt like when I went back and looked at the stats, we gave 160 pass yards, which is really good. So it felt bad, but it wasn't all that bad. I think it just felt so bad because we gave up a few chunk plays, but 160 yards to the air is pretty
Not bad.
exceptional. Yeah.
It
I mean,
definitely felt like he threw for more than that.
It felt like it. But I think that's just because we're kind of spoiled with the Big Ten West and our defense. I mean, they've been playing good. So it's just, I mean, 160 yards. If they average giving up that a game, that's like 7th in the country, giving up 160 pass yards in a game. So I don't know. Just tough because everything has to come together. And we talked about the third drive with the 4th down too. You got to convert that. If they convert that, I feel like they go up by 3 scores and win the game. So tough one. That game's gonna sting for a while.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I got something funny that I wanted to talk about from the game.
I was just gonna say that the Wisconsin game last year hurt really bad. The Wisconsin game this year hurts, and it just gets worse every year. That we haven't beat them in 11 times in a row,
Yep.
10 times.
11.
It's just like, are we ever gonna beat them? Last year they sucked. This year they sucked. Like, terrible.
Also, I'm just seeing now that it closed at 7.5 for Wisconsin, so they did not cover. That's cool.
Great teams covered.
I got one more thing about this game. Did it not feel like going in that last drive and going into overtime, especially? It did not feel like just it was such a pivotal game for both programs. Like, it felt like a very, very large game for the direction both programs are going to go, and I couldn't help but thinking like this game is going to be the narrative for. It's going to be the start of the narrative for Matt Rule's time at Nebraska. He's going to, that's like the disaster, the doom and gloom situation. But can you not see in like 4 years, people like he couldn't set it right against Wisconsin, whereas he could have also started turning it around. I don't know. I think the offseason would have been a lot more fun if we had won that game.
I think the Iowa game now is just there's like nothing on the line for Iowa. Obviously, for Nebraska, there's a bowl berth on the line. It feels gigantic for the start of Matt Rule's tenure, and because they win, they go to a bowl game and they get however many extra practices. That's gonna be huge for developing guys, especially like Chubba Purdy, even Malachi. I mean,
and Matt could clear the whole thing. He's never beat a ranked team before. Like, that would be awesome if he could get it done on Friday. Because then I wouldn't have to listen to all offseason. Can Matt Rule ever beat a ranked team? Can Matt Rule ever win a close game? Like, I hope he gets it done. I really do.
And Nebraska hasn't beaten a ranked team since 2016, Oregon. So
same year we haven't been to a bowl game in 2016.
Yeah. So that'd
pretty
be
awesome being a fan of this fucking team, man.
Yeah, felt like things could change on Saturday, but they didn't, unfortunately.
No, that I would agree. That was also a very pivotal moment in that game, that last drive. It would have been big for Matt Rule to start out beating Wisconsin his first season, but it didn't happen.
Go ahead.
No,
I was going to say, it felt like on the last drive of regulation for Nebraska too. At the start of it, I didn't really have much confidence, but then they started moving the ball, and it felt like maybe things could be different this time. And then, I mean, it sort of was. Yeah. We tied it with a field goal. We usually don't even do that.
It does feel like baby steps, like we're walking. Yeah, we're getting closer.
Yeah,
like
it was good.
Actually, like last week, we actually took a drive all the way down the field. We didn't score. This week we slided all the way down the field in the clutch, got it to overtime, didn't win. It's like the baby steps, maybe. That's a very positive thing.
Maybe
baby
we'll
steps.
take that big step this Friday.
Yeah. It also after the game, you guys probably didn't hear Luke Fickle's post-game interview, but like it hurts so bad. He's like, "This is a program. Like we needed this. This is like the direction we're heading. We needed this win for the program. Like let everyone know it's turning around." And I'm like, "Dude, fuck you. We needed that. We needed that way more than you, Luke Fickle."
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to say before we move on from this game, what the fuck was Herbie Husker doing? Headley, you probably didn't see this.
I did not.
They did a bit with the mascots in the stadium where Herbie would hold up corn and Bucky would hold up cheese and like the student sections would cheer and whatnot. And then after they got done with that, Herbie like reluctantly did this. He did it to himself. He got hit in the back with like a spoon or like a big old spoon and just falls on the ground and like just played into what they were doing with the students. And then Bucky goes up the stairs with a fishing pole with a piece of corn attached to it and was like, teasing him and whatnot. And Herbie was running into the wall and everything, like chasing the corn. I was like, this is.
They're cartoon characters, man. They're supposed to be little cartoon characters.
No, it looked horrible.
They were doing like a Coyote and
Wisconsin,
the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote sort of
Wisconsin
thing.
owns us so much that they like our mascot just will do stupid things and make our team look like phonies, dude.
I'm fine with mascot shenanigans. I'm fine with that.
It looked awful.
You thought we were being disrespected?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. I
think it's a give and take in the Big Ten amongst mascots. We'll embarrass our mascot a little bit, and then when they come back to Lincoln, we're going to do it in front of our fans. So.
Bucky Badger, I will say Bucky Badger has got to be the douchiest looking mascot in all of football.
It was actually perfect when Brett Bielema coached for Wisconsin because Bucky does look like Brett Bielema.
Bucky looks like a douchebag, dude. I hate his haircut.
Looks like Brett Bielema. I will say for the Wisconsin fans, they are not like full-on assholes. But they're just entitled dicks. They come off very entitled, like they own football. And that probably comes from the fact that they've owned this division of the Big Ten the whole time, that it's been a thing, and that they think Lambeau is potentially where Jesus Christ.
Yeah, those fucking assholes. They all think that they own a piece of Lambeau. Like, that's a fucking dick.
Yeah. The whole state and fans, weird people. Weird people.
Oh, they're some of the weirdest people I've ever been around, and they are probably the most fair weather fans ever. Because Wisconsin isn't having a good year. They weren't even cheering in the game until Wisconsin. Like they weren't even paying attention. And then Green Bay is not having a good year. They probably don't care about that either. Like they're just the weird fans overall. But they're
aren't the Packers? Aren't they like supposed to be like fan owned or some shit like that?
They're only like publicly owned.
Yeah, dude. I got a buddy who's a Packers fan. He's like, I own part of that stadium, man. It's fan owned. Like it's my fucking dick.
I mean, if he's invested in it, it's like the stock market essentially. That's the only reason that team is still in Green Bay, by the way, because they're fan owned, so they'll never leave Green Bay, which has a population of like 300,000. Green Bay is like the size of Lincoln, but they have an NFL team, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's neat. Anyway. I did want to mention that when Nebraska runs behind Bryce Benhart, that side of the offensive line, this season they're running for 6.12 yards per carry. That's awesome. Keep doing that with Emmett Johnson. Bryce Benhart is the most improved player in the entire Big Ten. Lastly, Nebraska has 10 touchdowns from outside the opponent 25-yard line. They have 7 touchdowns from inside the opponent 25. We are kind of a boom or bust offense. Not a lot of deep drives that go into the red zone. And we've seen that this year. All right.
We only have 17 touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I wanted to talk about this last thing. I added 3 new things to the Cheeto Finger Guy board. Okay. The first one here, the Wisconsin fan that was a few rows up behind us at the game, the guy was yelling obscenities the whole entire game. Just at Nebraska fans. I was like, would never be that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
You're that guy.
There's
You're
a fight-
so that guy.
Okay.
That was funny.
Oh,
That was funny.
man.
Fourth on the list, just the entire Wisconsin fan base. They all just suck, especially the guys behind us. They were pretty annoying. And lastly, the ladies for yelling at us because Nebraska scored a touchdown
No, that pissed me
and we
off.
celebrated.
There were ladies. We didn't say something. When
told
Nebraska
us to
scored their
sit
first
down.
touchdown, we were jumping up and down, high fiving, standing up, and I stayed standing up for the extra point just to, go like, oh, it's in. And then we hear from like 5-6 rows back, like sit down or something, like yell to sit down. And then I ignored it. And then the ladies in the row right behind us, they were like, hey, can you sit down? And they're like pointing at my seat. And I turned around, I'm like, are you serious? He was cheering on my team. Eventually,
I was pissed.
the ladies right behind us kind of apologized, and they were like, we get it. We were just kind of peeved, and the people up there said it. And I was like, yeah, I'm just cheering for my team. Like, that's all.
We drove 6.5 hours
Yeah.
to come watch our fucking team. We're going to cheer.
Yeah.
These old fuckers.
They're
Yeah,
entitled.
screw that.
They're entitled.
Were they older?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were probably
These
like
people
60s,
right behind us
70s.
were wrinkly, dude.
Oh damn! I mean, the Purdue game, I got told by a Nebraska fan to sit down after a touchdown. Like it's
I wouldn't
Fucking
even. Did you say
old
anything to
people,
them?
man. Huh?
Did you say
They-
anything?
Well, there were people in front of me standing, so I gave like a smart ass thing. I turned around, I was like, "Do you want me to relay the message all the way down?"
That is awesome.
and-
Perfect.
And that, I eventually sat down, and I talked to him, and he was cool. It's just knees are bad, man. He can't stand.
If anyone says that to you at a game, give them a smart ass response like that or something, because it's a fucking football game.
Hey, we
I
know
don't
exactly
care.
what I would say.
What would you say?
Isaiah's part of the Cheeto Finger Guy award this year, actually.
How?
But
What did you say to him, Isaiah? Did you
Yeah,
give it
say-
back?
Nobody said anything to me, but if somebody said something to me, I would.
The only
I would say
thing I said, I turned around and I'd go, "Are you serious?" And then she kind of like shrugged, and then like 30 seconds later, they tapped me on the shoulder and explained, and they like sort of apologized. And I said the same. That was like, "We drove this long. I'm gonna cheer for my team." And the other guy with them said, like, "Yeah, you're fine. Cheer for your team." So
It was,
Yeah,
it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll never get like. It's weird how we just are hostile toward people wearing different colors in the stadium, like just right off the bat.
and there's some
Fucking-
classic drive-by.
It's like we know how to treat people in Lincoln. To tell you the truth, we do.
What I'm learning more and more too as I go to these away games, and there's a reason that we hear this from all other away fans that have been to Lincoln. There is no place that does a college football game day like Lincoln. There just isn't. The entire city's red. It's shut down. Everyone's tailgating. The bars are hopping. Football's on TVs. Drinks are being consumed.
We are just nicer. I mean, we have assholes,
In that-
but in the grand scheme, like we're way nicer to people.
Oh
We
yeah.
see people wearing different colors, and we go, "Hey, man, come over here, have a drink with us."
We
You go
kill
to
'em with
another town
kindness.
wearing red, dude. Like you go to Colorado wearing red, they want you to die.
Yeah.
They want a rock to be thrown at your head, and they just laugh as you bled out. Like it, fucking dicks, man.
I will say the one thing that I did like about Madison, State Street was really cool.
The
Just-
city, the town, very cool.
Yeah.
Great college town.
I was not very impressed by the stadium. I thought it would be a lot better. It looks a
Man,
lot better
it's-
on
It's
TV.
haunted Nebraska forever.
That's true.
It was haunting. It was also cult-like because whenever there was a first down, the entire stadium just said
That was
"First and 10, Wisconsin."
it was so stupid.
Weird.
And they did this every time.
Yeah, this will be my last thing about this game. Is I thought the stadium and some of the stuff they did was corny as hell, but there was some cool stuff. Jump around was awesome.
Jump around was awesome.
I thought it would be better.
Well,
you had
did-
super high expectations.
Dude, I've
the old
seen it
folks
on
behind
TV
you jump
before.
around?
I don't know.
They were
Oh.
like bobbing. They were
You
bobbing.
tried?
I was bobbing. I didn't jump.
Yeah.
Should have told him to sit down. What are you doing jumping? You could fall over. Sit down, lady.
I know I keep saying last thing. Last thing I didn't want to say
Dude,
is,
I don't care. Let's talk. I'm down to just talk about this. Let's scrap the other college football stuff. Let's just talk
Well,
about Nebraska.
to be fair, there's not going to be a lot to talk about from the other results this weekend because I didn't really get to watch anything.
I didn't
But-
watch football. Let's just do Nebraska straight into picks.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay. The last thing I
No,
did want to say about this is that 100% agree that it was super corny. a lot of the stuff and like weird cult like. I do want to agree with. We listened to the Husker Online podcast on the way home, and they mentioned like the music and stuff was better. Completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Nebraska does a lot of
Agreed.
like when there's stoppages, we do advertisements or story time or whatever. Wisconsin seemed to have more just like music.
Fuck that.
You're-
I'll come out and say it. I'm not standing to thank a fucking veteran at Memorial Stadium anymore. They come
Wait a
okay.
minute.
I'll do one a game. But they roll out 12 fucking veterans. I got to clap for. Do it all at once,
wait a
man.
minute.
Do them all at once. I don't want to stand 12 separate fucking times. I'm done.
Wait a minute.
It's turning into the dude. I just said I like the music.
No, I hate Memorial Stadium. How they expect a standing O for anyone they roll out in the field. It's like the field hockey team plays third place in the Big Ten. I go, okay.
Okay, that's
I'm not
fair.
standing.
That's
No, that's
fair.
Yeah,
That is
that's
fair.
what I'm talking about. They do all that stuff, or they do like a 5-minute video on First National Bank. I'm like, just play a fucking cool song. That's what
Yeah.
Wisconsin did. I don't
They-
honestly don't even remember. Besides the big advertisements on the scoreboard, I don't even remember any advertisements they did at the stadium. It was all just music and fun.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say they seemed happy just the entire time, which was actually really different to see.
Yeah.
Really different.
I have two things, then I'm done with the
No,
Wisconsin.
dude, we're not done. We're keeping rolling on Nebraska.
Honestly,
I love
yeah,
Nebraska
no,
talk.
I'm kind of with you guys. I didn't watch a lot of the
Fuck other
games.
football. I actually
cares?
hate other football teams. Let's go, Nebraska.
So I don't know what it is with Wisconsin, but they are all about Taylor Swift. The band played
cool.
Taylor Swift at halftime. They played Taylor Swift in the pregame, postgame. Every time they scored, they put Taylor Swift on the screen, like
I do
dancing
want to
around.
come.
It
I
was
want to come
so
to
dumb.
Wisconsin's defense on that because I think every halftime
It-
show like has like a music theme. Like Nebraska's halftime shows, the band has a theme, and I think their
Yeah.
theme this week was Taylor Swift, and so I just think they went with it for like the touchdown. I don't think they do that every game. I do not think Taylor Swift is on the TV during touchdowns every game. I would actually
I
highly
think
doubt
that's
it.
every game.
No, I
think that's
highly
every
doubt
game.
that. I highly doubt that.
think
I
it's every
still
game.
think it was corny as hell.
It was.
It was
I-
so dumb. It was so.
I do like that they're like.
I was not a
attempting
fan of it.
to be modern though. Like they're attempting to stay with the times.
For sure,
Nebraska,
actually,
whoever's
you're
putting
not
on
wrong.
the music at Nebraska, like, what do kids like these days? Is it ACDC? The kids like ACDC these
No,
days.
they like
No,
the,
it's
they like the
Thunderstruck,
Irish
no?
song.
Don't get me wrong. I love ACDC, but like every
They
they're
played CDC
playing.
at Camp Randall.
The-
It's Thunderstruck. They
Yeah,
played
it's great,
Thunderstruck.
but like we don't play really any music that was released after the year 2000 at Memorial Stadium.
Unless it's for warm-ups, then typically no.
Unless it's
There's
for
warm-ups
warm-ups.
for the players.
And for some reason, they still think Mobamba is cool in Lincoln. Like that's how
It's
late
funny
we
how
are with
they
everything.
played Mo
That gets
Bamba.
played at every
At
college
Madison.
stadium ever.
They
They
played
played
Mobamba.
Mobamba.
Dude,
You
was-
know, this is so funny because they played Thunderstruck and everyone got their phones in the air and lit them up, and then they
Oh, I
played
was
Mobamba, and
excluding
the entire
Thunderstruck. I was
student
excluding
section was going
Thunderstruck from
crazy.
my comment. I was excluding Thunderstruck from my comment. It's a great song.
This
Okay,
guy, this
it
guy
is.
hates.
The
He,
student
this guy hates
section-
classics and veterans now. It's crazy.
No, the veterans thing, I'll clap for them if they
Really?
all get up at once.
Henley, give me a song right now that you want them to play in Memorial Stadium during a crucial pump-up time. We got to get the crowd juiced. What are you
I'm a
playing?
hot shot.
What-
I'm kidding. I just watched the
You're
Florida State game and it was
disgusting,
hype as
dude.
shit.
You're
I'm
disgusting.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Like,
I don't know. I don't get paid any money to make those decisions. I'm awful at the aux. But you know what? If we got Matt Kingston down here, he'd be able to get the fellas going. I'd play,
Start my heart.
dude. Play
Boy for
Power
life.
by Kanye West. They just got rid of it at Creighton. I wish it was back. Maybe let's
Fire
pick
song.
it up in Lincoln. Oh my gosh.
I will, because we've been kind of like shitting on Nebraska. What I will give Nebraska is Memorial Stadium seems like it is a stadium out of the future compared to Camp Randall. Camp Randall had
Oh yeah.
tiny ribbon boards, really shitty big screen, lights that could not do a light show. Felt like we were watching a game in 2003.
No
Memorial
score
Stadium,
updates.
yeah, no score updates. Memorial Stadium does it right with the stadium effects and lights and ribbon boards and animations, nice big screen.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
100%. Yeah. Their
good.
stadium is definitely outdated.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it. Good way to put it.
I don't. I really did not watch a lot of college football this week.
So
We do need to move on eventually. So
No,
let's.
I watched the whole Iowa game. You want me to update you guys on that?
no,
I
no,
could give you
hold on,
I could
hold
give
on,
you a nice
hold on,
update.
hold on. So, Headley, I haven't the worst beat of the weekend. I had a 10-leg parlay. You know what leg lost?
It was a bad.
Like the 7th.
It was the
No, the last leg.
Last leg.
Yeah, it would have been the last leg to hit. Yes, James Madison versus Appalachian State in overtime. I bet $1 and I would have won like $160.
Damn.
And it
That
was just
sucks.
it was just JMU
We had the
money
game.
line too.
Yeah, JMU moneyline. They're favored by 10. College Game Day was there, and they
No.
lost.
It was
That
was
is
actually
unfortunate.
heartbreaking.
a
If it
very
makes you
bad
feel any
beat.
better, I won $50 off of the Iowa under. Who would have guessed? Would you
I
guys
mean-
like me to give you the fastest 2 minutes on the Iowa game?
We kind of watched the Iowa game.
Go ahead.
We
Mike.
did actually watch a little bit of that one, but please do your fastest.
Okay, so I
Do
don't
your
remember
bit,
what
man. Do your
happened, but there was a touchdown early, and I go, "Oh my god, that is way too fast for there to be a touchdown." Then there was a field goal. I'm like, "Oh my god, they're at 10 points, and it's not even halftime yet." It was crazy. Like they were scoring left and right. Who the hell did they play? Illinois. They took control of the game. They just needed to stop Iowa's offense, who did nothing. Deacon Hill went down the field and they scored a fucking touchdown.
Yeah,
Like
that's ridiculous.
dude. How are they so good at winning?
It actually is insane.
How
And their offense did it this time.
the offense went down and they scored a touchdown. You like, what are the odds that Iowa goes down and scores a touchdown there? I'm thinking it's never going to happen. They're never going to go down the whole field and score. And it was easy. They were cutting them up.
They did get a safety in that game,
No,
didn't they?
They started the game off with a safety. That's right. The first score of the game was a
Nothing.
safety.
Yeah.
First score of the game was a safety. Then they were scoring fast. But fucking, I can't believe the only 2 games I watched this weekend were Iowa finding a way to win and then Nebraska finding a way to lose. It was pretty fucking sad.
Oh, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, right when we walked into Camp Randall is when Iowa scored their second touchdown. And we're like, at that point. I was like, oh, Illinois can score. No,
Not a chance.
I think it was 15-10, and they only got a field goal after that.
I thought when Illinois went up 13-9, that was dagger.
Dude, I thought
Yeah.
that was it. I was sure that was it.
Because that's 4 points. I mean, you can't even have Drew Stevens go out there for a 55-yard bomb. So
You get 4
felt
points
like
off the
dagger.
field goal.
Yeah.
It is. I watched it with Connor. It is crazy how differently we watch football compared to how he watches football, just because of how we expect our teams to go. They're down 13-9 to Illinois, and he's like not even worried. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna find a way here." Like he expects to win. We're up. We're up 14-0, and I'm like, "Oh, this is fucking bad." Like I'm worried as shit right now.
Yeah,
When
the
we're up
Wisconsin
14-0,
fans.
I was like, man, I better celebrate and have fun now because who the fuck knows how this is going to end up.
Yeah,
The Wisconsin fans behind us, he's like, "You guys worried?" All of us said yes. All of us.
Yeah, there's no point in that game where I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to win. Like, I felt comfortable, I would say.
14-0 actually made when we scored our second touchdown. I actually became more worried. Like I was like, this
Actually.
just doesn't seem right. I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, yeah, it's weird. Speaking of that, though, with those getting into the other results, Iowa did clinch the Big Ten West with that victory, so they are going to Indy to face the winner of Ohio State, Michigan.
Sacrificial lamb.
Yes.
I'm actually going to bet that Iowa, if there's a bet out there, I'm going to bet that they get shut out.
In the Big Ten championship.
Yeah. If there's a bet out there, I'm betting that.
Could very well happen. I think that is on the table this Friday. But
Hey,
I'm taking whoever they play. I'm taking them to cover. Michigan.
There's already early lines for both Ohio State and Michigan.
yeah,
And they're both in the 20s.
I'm surprised it's not more. Like 35.
Hey,
Spread
I
pick
don't
of
know-
the week that week.
Yeah.
I don't know what the agenda looks like, but do you guys just want to preview the game and then Nebraska, Iowa?
I would be fine with that.
Yes, let me mention some
I
other
don't-
things.
I don't want to talk about any other football game.
No, I know. I'm just going to mention some other things for the sake of the podcast. Washington, big win over Oregon State. I
Who
haven't even
cares
gotten
about
to
the
watch.
Pac-12? Fake conference doesn't even exist.
Haven't even gotten to watch the highlights, but I
Headley
do.
doesn't want to talk
Wazoo.
about any other football.
Wazoo beat down on Colorado.
Awesome.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That was
That's-
insane.
That's $10 I've ever spent.
That was
Yes,
cool.
sir.
Factual statement. Northwestern wins. They're going bowling.
Yeah, good for them.
That is depressing.
That is depressing.
Yeah.
That is really
Yeah.
depressing.
This
Never
is-
would have thought.
I
Never would have thought.
also would never. I will never understand any Husker apologists who would be okay with 5 wins this season or near the season.
Never.
Not making a bowl game at Nebraska is completely unacceptable. I don't care who the coach is or what the circumstances are. If Lance Leipold can do it at Kansas, if David Braun can do it at Northwestern, if Jonathan Smith can do it at Oregon State and compete for the fucking Pac-12, for God's sakes, we
Jeff
should be able to
Brom.
make a bowl game.
Jeff Brom.
Yeah,
From
First year.
Louisville. Look at the job the lad has done there.
10-1 first
Yeah.
season, and he clinched ACC berth.
It's a hell of a
Yeah,
coach.
they're
fir-
probably going to
Their
win
first
now.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably are.
And they're going to have a shot at the playoff at that point because they'll have 1 loss.
Yeah.
And conference champ.
God, I'm happy Jeff Brom's not in the Big Ten.
New Mexico State beat Auburn. That's awesome. Love to
Crazy.
see that for the SEC bye week.
31-10.
Yeah.
That's insane.
K-State gets the in-state rivalry win over Kansas. Texas beats Iowa State. In other news,
Arizona.
That was expected.
38-10.
Even though I picked Utah, that was expected.
Well, the line was at that point. I think the line was like 1.5 for Arizona when the game started,
Oh, really?
and then to win by 28, it's pretty incredible.
Jordan Travis, his college football career is sadly over. That was a gruesome injury. And that sucks for FSU, obviously, and it sucks for Jordan Travis, who's having a great year. So, never
They
like to
left-
see that.
They left that injury on TV for a while before they even noticed.
Yeah, I think that was,
That was pretty gruesome though.
overlooked that one. Cam Rising is returning next season. This is a guy that committed to Oklahoma in 2016.
Jesus.
His first year in college football was the same year as Trevor Lawrence's first year. Next year will be Trevor Lawrence's 4th year in the NFL. And this will be, and Cam Rising will still be playing college football.
Good
He'll
for
be
him,
going on a couple years shy of a decade. The Cameron Rising will be. So that's awesome.
Good for the Utes.
Yeah, no, actually. Ty Robinson coming back for the Huskers. Awesome. Go Big Red, man. This defense is
Oh,
going to
really?
be stout. Yeah, Ty Robinson announced he's coming back. We're going to have Nash is going to be back. Cam Lenhart's obviously going to be back.
Nash
Right.
decided he's coming back.
Princewell,
Oh, sweet.
Cam, those guys will be back. I mean, that's just awesome.
Dude, we might go 12-0.
Yeah. Very possible. I'd actually favor it at this point. Do we want to do top 6 rankings?
Do you want to do Brian Ferentz points tracker update quick?
I'm sick of that fucker.
I honestly
I
didn't
don't wanna
even update it.
Talk
So.
about it. I don't-
I just updated it. He's at
it's not.
18.45.
It's not fun. Now
Did you
these guys
update
are
that?
fired.
How did I update it?
I hate Iowa.
You have access to the. How?
I don't know.
I locked it. 18.45. Congratulations, Brian. You aren't coming back anyway because you resigned. All right, we can move on.
Do you guys want to do playoff rankings or
Yeah, let's do that quick.
okay? At
Yeah, I got
6.
Georgia. Never mind.
At least got Georgia at 6.
Okay, Georgia at 6. I got Oregon at 6.
I have Oregon at 6.
I got Oregon at 6. Hadley, what do you have at 6?
I think-
Oregon.
Oregon. Okay.
Oh, you remember the Pac-12 this week?
I don't. I want to put Alabama in there somehow, but I can't figure out how to do it.
You're like the committee. That sounds like just like the committee.
Dude,
Alabama.
I think
can't figure out.
Alabama is one of the top 5 teams in the country, but I can't find a justifiable way to put them in there, so I'm pissed off.
Actually, the exact phrasing I imagine the entire playoff committee. I want to put Alabama, I just can't figure out how to do it.
Everybody they start the meeting. They're like, "All right, guys, how do we get Bama in here?
Dude, I
Right.
actually what I've been
Put the
thinking.
equation.
I
That was your
can't figure out how to
homework.
do it. Because then you can't put Alabama in without putting Texas in, and I don't think Texas. Yeah, it's just the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, number
All
5, I got FSU.
I have Florida State as well, just because they're only beat LSU this year.
I have Florida State as well, but my ranking criteria will be changing after this year.
I got FSU.
At my number 4, I'm then going to put Washington.
Number 4, I am putting Ohio State because their 2 big wins this year just aren't that impressive compared to what Washington's done.
That's fair.
Okay, I got Washington as well.
I got Washington as well.
Then I'm going to put Ohio State.
Yeah, I have Washington. Their wins against the state of Oregon are pretty good.
It's actually a great point.
Yeah, I got Ohio State.
I'm just gonna put Michigan there.
I like that.
You know what? You convinced me, Isaiah. I'm going Washington at number 2. Those are the 2 best wins in the country. I'm going
You put
Ohio
them at
State.
2?
I'm going Ohio State 4, Michigan 3.
Okay.
Washington. I'm going Michigan 3, Washington 2. Those 2 wins, plus the win against Utah. Yeah,
That's a good point.
and they beat Arizona. And they beat Arizona. Arizona's ranked now.
Yeah,
And they beat Arizona.
they have a lot of ranked wins now. The Arizona win looks really good now since
dude,
Arizona's on a roll.
That's the more I think about it, that's an impressive resume. Washington number 2.
I have Michigan number 2. Them and Georgia are a beast of teams.
Yeah, I got Michigan number 2. Next year, I'm gonna do rankings based strictly off the eye test.
I don't hate that. That would be fun. I'm just gonna say my 2 and 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 1.
Georgia 1.
Georgia
Andy,
won.
what's your eye test ranking right now then?
Bama 1.
Georgia, it'd be Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Alabama, and then is there another SEC team I can put in there? No, then Ohio State.
Mizzou. Put Mizzou in there.
Pac-12 is shit.
If I did an eye test ranking, I'd probably put Oregon at 3. I'd go Georgia, Michigan, then Oregon at 3. I think the eye test there is dominant as
yeah,
anyone in
I
the
agree.
country.
If you are in the Pac-12, I'm not going to consider you. Really,
They're literally
my
Big
whole
Ten
thing.
teams, basically.
Do you work for the committee? Is that?
Yeah.
I just don't think that.
Heather, you
Pac-12
sound
is
as
any
dumb
good.
as Kirk Herbstreit right now.
Oh,
Well, I'm getting paid to say this
Yeah.
by the network.
I'm actually taking your salary away now.
I heard
At
that
least part of
sports.
big cable.
Yeah.
Big cable. Tank and bank, is that still on the table?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I don't have.
I got to think one up really quick. I can do it. I always can.
I know.
Oh, I got a tank.
Okay, if you're ready, just go.
Colorado tank. Haha.
Idiots.
49
That's a
point
great
loss.
tank.
Quarterback left at halftime.
Shador actually quit. I don't think
Yeah.
he was injured.
Dude,
I think
I
he-
disagree with that. Dude, Shador is a fucking warrior. That guy.
I think he
falls
was.
out.
Disagree.
No,
Disagree.
I disagree.
Dude, he's got
That is-
sacked
that
like
is-
Headley love
70
Shador Sanders.
times this season.
My tank this week is
That doesn't
Shador
make him a
Sanders
warrior.
because he didn't get injured. He quit. You could tell on his face,
Dude, oh
his
my
body
God,
language.
I did.
He 100% quit that game.
I think
Heather,
he
you're a
quit.
certified hater. You're gonna get your certification taken away.
No, I am a hater. I hate Colorado
You're
so
not a
much,
hater,
but
bro. You're not a hater.
I hate Colorado so much, but I can't deny that Shador Sanders is an absolute baller. He's been sacked like a million times this year.
It's a
Yeah,
baller.
and then
Yeah.
he finally
Yeah, he's
quit
good.
because he
He's a
got
quitter.
sacked so many times in that game.
He's a
He-
quitter
Baller
because
quitter.
Wazoo was. Hey, Headley, let me set you up here. All right. They were
Okay.
4-6, I think, going in this game. Correct.
Uh-huh.
4-6.
Yep.
He doesn't give a fuck about his team because I know there's other quarterbacks. If they were banged up a little bit, and this is for a bowl berth, they're gonna get back out there. They're getting back out.
We don't know if he decided to take himself out. It's probably Dion that pulled him out of the game.
Shador's a pussy.
Also
He's a pussy.
quitter.
Quitter.
He quit.
Deion's
He
Twitter.
100% quit
Deion,
that.
You guys are
My
you guys
take
are
is-
going,
my
you guys
take
are
is
hating
Shador now.
over the top right now. You guys are hating over the top right now.
No, we're not. You could tell he quit that game. He was fine. He couldn't play.
I'm not kidding.
His heart is not in the
Dude.
game. His heart wasn't in that game. He left
None of us know
because
what
he
it
got
feels like
got
to be
made look like a
sacked
fool.
by 300-pound people 70 times in a season. That doesn't even count all the knockdowns. Dude, that's brutal.
But it's for a bowl berth.
It doesn't matter how many times a quarterback
He's
gets
just
hit.
blood and bone, Brad.
Caleb Williams probably
He's
gets
just
knocked
blood
down
and
12
bone.
times
He's
in a
not
game. Dude.
God.
Oh
This
well,
guy
to the
earlier in the
Colorado
season,
fans, he is.
He got shot with adrenaline to go back out into the game.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, a couple years ago, came out high as hell and won them the game.
Well, Aaron Rodgers isn't vaccinated, so you got to factor that in. I'm sure Lib Colorado has all their players vaccinated.
Deion also thought that Mount Rushmore was in Los Angeles.
I saw that video.
I'd like to point that out. That's
Idiot.
Deion
that's
did?
my take. That's
Idiot.
yeah. He's like, what's the four heads in Los Angeles and California? And they're like, the reports are like Mount Rushmore. And they're like, that's in South Dakota. And he's like, oh, thanks for educating me. That's my take. That's my take.
That's hilarious.
My bank this week, Wazoo, and then inside of that game, when they took the kick to the house, he caught it, and I said, "House call."
That's awesome.
did
I
say-
did not
did
believe
say
you for a
house
second, but you know,
No, I said house call, and then the guy broke through all the madness, and he actually housed it. It was insane.
My other tank is Auburn, and my bank is New Mexico State.
Yeah, that's good. Good double win.
Yeah, double whammer.
I don't know. Am I allowed to have my bank as the Chubba Chatter? Is that allowed?
Oh, absolutely.
There's a quarterback putting up 17 points and losing. Is that considered a bank, fellas? Is
That's up.
that a bank?
I think the no turnovers in regulation.
It's
We'll
no
call it
turnovers
that.
in regulation. That is a bank.
That is true. That is a good.
It's
point.
really no turnovers at all, but we'll call it no regulation because we're accurate on the Power Six podcast.
Yeah. I'm gonna go my bank Northwestern going to a bowl game. Take
Great
for
bank.
Nebraska, but bank for Northwestern.
That's great.
Congratulations.
huge.
I thought they were gonna get 0 wins potentially this season.
Yeah, they kind of turned it on after Nebraska beat them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
we
did
beat them.
Illinois. Illinois turned it on after we beat them too.
Uh-huh.
Purdue hasn't.
If
True.
you need to get your program turned around, come play Nebraska. Honestly,
Yeah.
It's either we beat
win or
you
lose.
and then you turn it
Yeah.
around, or you just turn it around against us. One or the
Yeah.
other. All right, you guys ready to get in a preview here?
Yeah, let's
Week
get, you
13
wanna get into the
preview.
game.
Rivalry
Any
week.
game except the game, right?
Oregon State. Oregon.
Yeah, if you put a fucking
the
Pac-12
Civil
game in here,
War.
oh my
the
god!
Civil War. The Civil War. Oregon looking for redemption after they choked
Again, dude,
away last
You
year.
can't call it that. The libs up in Oregon, they will not let you call it the Civil War.
You know what's funny is they actually did technically take that name away from the rivalry during
Is it
2020
actually?
when everyone was losing their fucking minds. But that's because idiots don't realize that the definition of civil war is a conflict between two parties within the same state. That's all that means. It has nothing to do with Confederates and the North. People are dumb. It's the Civil War because it's a battle between two teams in the same state.
Good point.
I don't know anything about the two schools. Which side would be the Confederates and which side would be the Yankees? If you had to say.
Well,
I
Let's
think
give Oregon the
Oregon.
Yankees.
Oregon's the Yankees.
Let's give-
Really?
That's America's team, baby. Actually, I don't know. The Beavers have like their chainsaw thing going, but I
I
do
think-
love the duck, man.
I think
They
Oregon
got the
State would be
chainsaw,
the,
so
the
what?
Confederacy because I think geographically they actually are technically south of Eugene, and they're also
pretty
like
sure.
a little bit more of the farm
Really?
university.
Beef.
Beef.
Man, I would love the Beeve versus the Duck mascot mashup. That would go crazy.
Oh, we're probably going to
Dude,
do that in
I
our
actually
give me-
had
give me the duck,
So many
he's gonna get a
complaints about
gun.
last week's mascot pick.
Well, we're doing mascot matchup again this week, so
Oh,
Okay.
this is awesome.
I've
as
got
well.
a couple things to
All right, I
to
say
you
we
guys.
get a move on then.
yeah. Let's let's move on to the game, Headley. Ohio State, Michigan. Winner goes to the Big Ten championship, which means winner also then goes to the
College football playoff.
playoff because they're playing NAIA Iowa. So, and
The
I can
game
say
should
that
be
because I
worth
was saying
2
the
points
same
in the
thing about
picks, man.
This is the Big Ten championship this week. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
It really
This is my game of the week. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I
this-
love it.
This rivalry has turned into our generation's, like 70s, 80s, Nebraska, Oklahoma, 2000s into 2010s, Auburn, Alabama. This for the last 10 years, this has been what college football is all
Yeah.
about for our generation so far.
Mm-hmm.
This is that
I-
game.
I'm really looking forward to this game because no matter the outcome, I'm going to be entertained by how these fan bases behave. They're animals. They're
They hate
seriously
each other.
fucking animals. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. If Michigan wins, they might actually fire Ryan Day. Like that's on the table, right?
And it makes it even better because we have the
Everything's on
cheating. We have the cheating scandal involved
The
now.
cheating thing going on.
The hatred and pettiness this year has been even more, which you thought it couldn't get, but it has.
Oh my gosh. Who are you guys going for though? Who do you want to see win?
Michigan.
Michigan.
I'm as neutral as I've ever been in this game. I've always been Michigan.
I always shade toward Michigan, but I think this year I'm going for Ohio State.
Because of the cheating scandal or what?
Just because of how loud. I don't know. I hate both.
Ohio State
Damn.
sucks, dude.
Yeah, I hate Ohio
Root
State.
for my bet.
Can they both lose? Maybe a fucking meteor will just hit the field during the game. That'd be something.
And then
And
Iowa
nobody's
wins
hurt,
the
and
Big
nobody's
Ten
hurt.
West.
They just can't play the game. Yeah, I don't know who I want to win this.
I'm going to be happy being a 50-50 neutral in this thing. If anything, I will root for Michigan because I do lean towards Michigan. And Brad did just mention his bet, which I'll root for the homies' bets.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I've been on the Ohio State hate train for like 6 years, so I just don't like picking them.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Michigan's been annoying. I do think that if this game goes to overtime, they should put pads on Ryan Day and Jim Harbaugh in Oklahoma drill at midfield.
Well, Jim Harbaugh
want
can't even be at the
another-
game, so
I want another
No, Jim
Ryan Day.
Harbaugh can't be there. I forgot about that.
I want Ryan Day to call out Jim Harbaugh.
I want to know where Jim Harbaugh is right now after the game because he won't be there. I'd like to know where Jim Harbaugh is right now.
I really wanted to shake Jim Harbaugh's hand, but that rat's probably in a sewer somewhere.
I want to shake his hand.
I just want to shake his hand.
Oh, man.
Show your face like a real man, Jim.
Super pumped for that. I think that's going to be one of the most watched regular season college football games of all time.
Man.
And
I do.
Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt.
Yeah.
I do think that in interviews,
Spectacular.
Ryan Day should play it off like Jim Harbaugh's not there because he's scared rather than being suspended.
Like, yeah, I wonder why Jim Harbaugh's not here today.
Like he should just play dumb and pretend like I don't know where Jim Harbaugh is. He must be scared. I don't know. I'd love to shake his hand.
oh, Headley.
It's gonna be it decides who goes to the playoffs for the Big Ten too. So it's a huge game. It's a huge game.
Yeah, I probably can't get both in because I'd put Alabama in.
No, they can't. Not this year.
Yeah, there's too much.
Hey,
too
how
much-
does
too many-
Alabama get in the playoff? Let's talk about that.
They have to beat Georgia in the SEC championship and some other things that happen.
Yeah.
They need a lot to go their way.
Texas.
That is going to
is-
be crazy. So if Alabama does beat Georgia in the SEC championship, does Texas get in or does Alabama get in?
Well, Texas has to win.
Texas
the
would
Big
get
12.
in if
Texas
they win
wins
out. If Texas wins out, they're getting in over Alabama.
Even if
Should.
Alabama beats Georgia?
Yes.
Yeah, Texas has the head-to-head.
Well, yeah, but then does Georgia get knocked out and you put Alabama in instead?
No, I
You
think
wanna know
Georgia
exactly
will
what
get
happened?
knocked
So
down
let's
a few
say-
spots.
Let's say Michigan wins and then they win the Big Ten championship. Florida State stays undefeated. They beat Lowell. Washington beats Oregon again. And then
Yeah.
Alabama beats Georgia. Texas also wins out. The SEC gets left out of the playoff.
Are they allowed to do that? I don't think that's
Might-
allowed, man.
there might be some hits put out on playoff committee
I do
members.
not think that can happen.
It
I
would.
think it will happen.
It would.
If like Max said, if that happens, that's what.
If that
will-
scenario happens,
that's
the
what will
SEC would
happen.
get left out.
I don't like that scenario.
How the SEC can get multiple teams in. I'm kidding. I actually don't know how that's. I mean,
Wait, keep going. Keep going.
I don't really think there's a shot for Alabama to get in there this year.
yeah, there is.
There's a shot. There's a shot.
Yeah, there absolutely is.
No, they're gonna get.
Texas loses another game,
They're
and
gonna
then they
get
have two
their,
losses. They're not getting in.
They're gonna get curb stomped by Georgia. So
Sure hope so.
Well,
Know what I say? I say we talk about Iowa, Nebraska.
the Corn Bowl, the
Yes,
biggest game this weekend, is in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's between Iowa and the Huskers, 17th ranked Iowa team, by the way. Nebraska's favored by 2.5 now. It opened at Iowa -1. It shifted to Nebraska 2.5. The over/under is sitting at the lowest it would be in history. It is at 26.5, just as we all expected. And the Power Six is all going to the game.
Gonna be
Psyched.
awesome.
I'm so excited.
Oh, hey, Matt's going too now. By the way,
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh, sweet, good.
I got an extra ticket and
It's
yeah,
gonna be a
just found out
very
today.
it's gonna be a very frigid game. I love the November cold games. I'm a huge fan of them. They're awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't say they're my absolute.
They're not
favorite
the
thing
best.
in the whole entire world.
you know,
They're my favorite. They're my
10
favorite.
degree wind
They're
chill.
not terrible.
My favorite.
I would take a super cold game over a super hot game any day.
For sure.
That's for
Yeah.
sure.
For sure.
They're still not my absolute favorite thing in
My
the entire
absolute
world.
favorite
Hey.
games to go to. The Wisconsin
no,
game
a
last
nice-
year, that was awesome.
A nice 70-degree, 68-degree day.
Give
That
me-
sounds horrible.
Put me in the negatives. I want to go to those games.
Hey, if we get it, if we're tailgating by 8 a.m., there's
It's
supposed to
gonna
be.
be in the negative.
Yeah,
I
the wind chill's
be
gonna be
there
in
by
single
8
digits.
a.m.
What's that?
Jesus.
I won't be there by 8 a.m.
That's
I think we
lame.
got to get there
That's really
before
lame.
8 a.m. to
Lame.
beat the traffic.
Well, I don't think. Okay, I don't think there's gonna be that much traffic.
It's an 11 a.m. game. What are you talking about?
There's going to be so
I'm
much
probably
traffic.
gonna get there around 9 o'clock.
All right, we'll see you there.
That's so lame.
Dude, that
You're not even be able to get.
that is gonna be
You
a
wouldn't be able to get in the
Please.
same parking lot as us.
I also.
dude.
Oh, by the way, I have the parking spot this week too.
Oh, your tailgate spot?
Yeah, yeah, I had the spot.
So should we just show up there then?
Yeah, you guys can just come there if you want.
Huck some football around for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I was gonna
Josh-
get there at
Josh-
9,
Well,
but we
Bob,
can only
you just
tailgate for an
bundled up.
hour.
Hey, Lil Josh
Stupid
Wayne's gonna be there too,
stop.
dude. 15-year-old Josh is gonna tailgate with us, drink with us, and then he's gonna drive me home.
Did this 23-year-old man just thumbs down to Josh?
Well, him and Josh he was making
Yeah,
fun
there's
of
a beef.
15-year-old's lifts. He was making fun of how
Josh-
much Josh
Josh
can
lives
lift.
in Isaiah's head rent free. A
I don't know-
15-year-old lives
I don't
in
know what
Isaiah's head
23-year-old
rent-free.
man you're talking about because
Talking about you.
I'm not 23, dog.
Yikes. 24? That's even
Yes, sir.
worse.
Yes,
Even
sir.
worse. All right.
Okay.
Iowa, Nebraska.
Josh got a beef with me for no reason.
Hey,
You're making fun of-
however early anyone that isn't lame wants to go and tailgate, I'm down. Just so.
We're there at
We
6
could
a.m.
talk about this off pod.
Okay.
6 a.m.
Iowa, Nebraska. I want to hear your guys' hot takes for the game.
My hot take is that Nebraska is going to shut Iowa out.
Okay. I kind of got the vibe that because you had mentioned that a little bit earlier. About
0 points are going to be on the
yeah.
board for.
I like that. Isaiah.
My hot take is that since there's no Cooper DeJean, we can throw the ball anywhere we want,
Okay. Headley.
just like we did last year.
Man, I
That's
don't
what
really
we got.
have a hot take. I think this game is going to play out exactly how we think it's going to play out.
That's fair. That's fair. My hot take. I think the over hits this week.
26 is fucking low.
It's so low. I don't know why I
happens.
like it. I don't know why I like it.
I think
Hey,
Vegas
Bubba.
is just like, man, we've hit the record like 2 times this year, and we've tied it like 5 other times, and the under has hit every time still.
But I don't know why. My hot take is the over hits.
I wouldn't be surprised if it closed it as low as 24.5.
That would be awesome. I have no preview for this game. I think Chuba just needs to play good, and the defenses are going to go at it. It's just going to be a haymaker after haymaker. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, I think
we have the better offense in this game, for sure.
that
I think
you,
our
you
offense
did not
is
just say
good.
that.
I think
By like 2
No,
positions.
Isaiah, I don't mean like Iowa has had the dead last ranked offense in college football all of this year and all of last season. Dead last.
But I honestly, our offense isn't like a firepower either, though. But I just think
No,
our
it's
offense,
not. But saying
No, but
that
we're
we
still
have
better.
saying that anyone has a better offense than Iowa is
yeah, you just got to put it out there.
I
man.
would say they're
Okay,
pretty
we'll
damn
put it out
close,
there.
dude. I would say they're pretty damn close.
Yeah, our
it's-
offense isn't great, but we're still not dead last.
I mean, and let's just like I don't know. I actually I won't. I'm not even going to say they're that close because we still have the 25th ranked rushing offense in the
Dude.
country. Iowa's rushing offense is 103rd. Ours is at least 25th. It's
Dude,
25th in the
right-
country.
We're right now comparing shit to fucking shit. Honestly.
25th in the country's if that's shit, then I don't mind being shit.
All right.
I'm
good. I'm good.
I will say too. The reason I would think Nebraska is gonna shut out Iowa is because Iowa has only faced one scoring defense in the top 20 this year, and that was Penn State. And it was a shutout. And Nebraska will now be the second top 20 scoring defense that they're going to face all year. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and we have a top 5 rushing defense, and Iowa can't throw the ball. And we also are still top 20 in the country in sacks and tackles for losses. And Deacon Hill cannot move. That is one of the slowest guys on the field. I expect our D line, Nash, Ty, Princewell, Ham, Blaze Gunnerson to go off. The rushing defense is going to go off like they do. I just think Illinois has the 80th ranked defense in the country, and they were barely able to get out of single digits. Illinois has a really bad defense. I think Iowa's offense is so unbelievably bad.
They're terrible.
Yeah, I do think they're gonna struggle. We talk about the point spread really quick. Like that's something's fishy there.
2 points.
I think
Like, why-
rule of thumb is
How are they fucking favored?
a home team thing with like 3 points
Which-
go to the home team or something like that.
So Max rattling all that off, we're just, like, just reminded me like it's crazy we're favored. I don't know, something seemed fishy about the line to me.
Well, I just rattled off a bunch of stats that were in
Yeah.
our favor, though.
That makes me, yeah. I don't know. I still don't believe it though. I think the intangibles is really what it worries me.
I can agree with you there. A very similar situation happened in 2021. We all remember that painful Nebraska season. Iowa came into Lincoln ranked 16th in the country. They were 9-2, same record. We were 3-8, and
Yeah.
we were favored in the game,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and we lost. So yeah, this is actually not uncharted territory as far as that goes, which is actually pretty funny. And then the weather's going to really hurt offense as well. We mentioned highs in the low 30s. Wind chill's not going to get out of the 20s all day. At kickoff, it's going to be in the teens. Tailgate will be in single digits. That's Big Ten weather right there. That's awesome. So yeah.
Should we do some picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
Record update, Brad.
Record update.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, Isaiah, I know you did this.
What?
You unfroze my spreadsheet. Now I can't see the names, dude.
What are you talking about?
Fucking in my spreadsheet. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna go from top to bottom. So Max last week went 7-6. Isaiah went 9-4. Headley went 8-5. Our mascot matchup by Max and Isaiah went 4-9. Apparently, every mascot that gets a gun does not win. Connor went 9-4. I went 8-5, and Devin went 7-6. Isaiah, Headley, and Devin all hit their locks. Isaiah and Headley both hit their underdogs. Isaiah getting 6.5 points there. Headley getting 3.5. For the season, Max is 101 and 48. Pretty good, pretty good. Isaiah is 115 and 34. Headley is 104 and 45. Connor is 105 and 44. I am 95 and 54. Devin is 99 and 50. So good job, boys, who are in the hundreds. Locks, I don't remember if I think I updated them. So
Yeah,
Max
they're-
went
they're
8 and
they're
4.
updated.
Max went 8 and 4. Isaiah is 5 and 7. Headley is 8 and 4. Connor's 4 and 8. I'm 5 and 7. And then Devin is in the lead with 9 and 3. Pretty good.
Oh, well done, Devin.
And then the dogs, I'm just going to do the points because I know I have not updated the actual numbers. But Max has got 11 points. Isaiah's got 23 points. Headley's got 23.5. He's
Good
in the
race.
lead. Connor's 11.5. I'm 6. And Devin is 16. So that's just a little quick record update.
All right, let's get into the picks then with the locks and the dogs. I'm going to start us off this week with the locks. I'm not going over and under anything. I'm going Louisville minus 6.5 on Kentucky. I've been really impressed with Louisville this year. And Kentucky's had some bad losses, including just last week to South Carolina. And South Carolina's pretty bad. So Louisville.
Yeah, I thought about that one, but just based off their game last week versus Miami, I was kind of scared of that. But it's still a pretty good lock there. I'm taking the Ole Miss versus Mississippi State over of 55.5. I think Ole Miss has a really good offense.
Man, I'm going back and forth on mine. On one hand, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You know
On
what
the
to
other
do.
hand, 26.5, man. Do I take the over?
You know what to do.
Do I take the over? I'm doing it. I'm taking over Nebraska, Iowa, 26.5.
Oh. My lock is going to be Ole Miss minus 10.5 against Mississippi State. Mississippi State is bad, and Ole Miss will have a big one.
That's good. That's good. We're all
Brad,
kind
you
of
switched it up there, huh?
From what?
Florida plus 6.5.
Yeah, I did not realize that Florida actually Graham Mertz is not playing, so it's going to be backup versus backup. So I didn't feel as confident.
Gotcha.
for my underdog. We got to start throwing some Hail Marys because there's only a few weeks of the college football season left, and I'm down by 12.5 to Headley. So you know what? True Hail Mary here. Michigan State is beating Penn State plus 21.5 points on Friday night. Friday night in Ford Field. Because, real quick, you'll remember, Penn State only beat Indiana by about a touchdown, and Michigan State just beat Indiana. Food for thought. Food for thought.
I think that's funny. It's a good point though. But I'm sticking with my dog, even though Graham Mertz is not playing. I got Florida plus 6.5 versus the Seminoles.
You're kidding.
No,
We took the same dog this week.
you and I have the same dog. No,
Headley's. I like
Dude,
that.
Headley's
I
playing
like
a
that.
funny game here. You can't win, Isaiah.
I like
You got to go
that.
Michigan State plus 21.5.
I
Uh-oh.
genuinely was not trying to do this. I did like Florida.
This is
in this game.
strategic, though, Headley.
Am I allowed to do this?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can.
of course you are. But the
Okay.
thing
Do
is,
whatever
Isaiah,
dog you
you can change if you want.
Yeah, I gotta change, obviously.
Okay.
You do.
I really not trying to be a bad sport about this, but I do really like Florida. When we listed off our top six, I smelled a rat. There's a team that doesn't belong. Florida State's gonna have their dreams crushed, their season ruined, not going to the playoff. Florida's coming in there hot, winning the game.
Well, Louisville's gonna beat them anyway to knock them out. So, all right, I'm changing it. I got Cal plus 8.5 versus UCLA.
I really hope that doesn't hit.
I am with Max here with the Hail Mary of a lifetime. I'm going Stanford plus 24.5 versus Notre Dame.
Yeah, Brad, if
is
that
the
hits,
underdog.
if that hits, you take the lead.
God
As
damn
long
right,
as Headley and I don't hit.
Goddamn right. And I know
Michigan
you guys aren't
State!
hitting. You guys aren't hitting.
Michigan State has a.
I
actually,
like these Hail
Dude,
Marys at the end of the
if
season.
Michigan State beats Penn State, I'm going to be pissed.
Max, you and I would be tied if Cal and Michigan State win for the Dogs.
I'm ready to be tied.
Dude, this isn't
I love
for
it.
the Dogs, right? We still have conference championship week, right?
Yeah.
How about I say we go to conference championship week and then one bowl game? You just gotta do like one bowl game when we do our bowl special.
Yeah, that works for
Yeah.
me.
Or we could just do playoffs or something. I don't know.
Well, we could do bowl and playoffs.
I'm down to do bowl and playoffs.
Okay, I don't know. We'll figure it out. This is not the last week though.
No.
Correct. We
No.
have at least conference championship next week. Well, Army Navy, but everyone's gonna pick the Dogs, and then bowl season. So yeah, there's time, but Hail Mary nonetheless. All right, let's get into the straight up picks here. We got a big slate this week because it's rivalry week, and we're also going to do mascot matchup once again with all four of us because it's that fun.
It is phenomenal.
First game is Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. It's the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss and Mississippi State. I'm taking Ole Miss. They're too strong. I wanted to include it in here, though, so that we have ourselves a Thanksgiving game.
Yeah. I love the name of this bowl game. I know we talked about it last year. I'm taking Ole Miss, my lock this week for them to cover over 55.5, and I think they're going to get the majority of those points.
Yeah, I've been saying it all year. Ole Miss here. I got Ole Miss.
I'm gonna go Ole Miss. They're my lock. So
And now we have a Rebel and a Bulldog. Does the Rebel get a gun?
Yes.
Dude, no,
I
we
think-
can't give him guns.
Rebels got
No,
a
it's
sword.
weird. I just
Rebels
I
got a
looked
sword.
up. Oh wait, are we doing the actual mascot this week, or are we doing just a name? Because I looked up Ole Miss Rebels mascot, and for some reason I'm getting Tony the Land Shark.
Oh, they have some like tradition, like they call their defense the Land Sharks. Kind of weird. I think we should go with like the name.
The name. Okay, a rebel.
Yeah.
I think a rebel does get a gun.
A Rebel ultimately gets a weapon.
I think so. Against
Which-
a bear.
No, Bulldog.
Oh shit! No, yeah, rebel. Rebel. I don't know why I thought Mississippi.
really
Oh,
think
that's
it's-
Missouri State.
Crazy how you guys think it's just so easy to kill a dog.
Okay, whoa. A Rebel does have a weapon, though. A Rebel?
A rebel does have a weapon.
A
Okay,
Rebel
what
definitely
weapon?
has a weapon.
Whether it's
Any-
a sword or a gun, they win.
I'm taking.
Yeah.
If any of you guys have a sword, I'm taking a pit bull against any of you.
It's
Is
not
it
a
a
pit bull,
rat?
it's a
It's a
bulldog.
bulldog. All right, let's move on. Rebel.
Hey, that's 3-1, Rebel.
Eddie, we're not a rebel. We're not.
All
a
right,
rebel.
all right, all
That's
right.
the thing. You can't even-
UTSA at Tulane. This is our Group of 5 game of the week. 8-3 UTSA. One loss Tulane. I'm gonna take Tulane, but this game is gonna go with the spread, man. It's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a close game, but I'm taking the green wave here.
I got UTSA.
I got Tulane. I'm taking the
Roadrunners.
I'm taking the green wave over Roadrunner.
Green wave. Yeah. It's the same thing last week where Max was like, "Oh, Cardinal has to go against a hurricane."
Yeah, well, a Roadrunner's
Green
not
wave's going to
swimming.
take out the Roadrunner.
Yeah, Roadrunner's not swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, green wave.
That
All
wave
right.
green.
Other Friday night game. There's some other good Friday night games like Michigan State, Penn State, Texas Tech, Texas also play on Friday. But we'll go with Oregon State, Oregon ranked matchup, the Civil War. I'm going to take Oregon. They're just too strong, but I do expect this could be a really good game as well.
Yeah, I really like the name of this rivalry game as well. But I'm taking the Ducks.
Oregon definitely wins this.
Yeah, I got the Oregon Ducks.
And then Beaver and Duck.
It's crazy.
Does the duck get a weapon?
No, they're animals. No,
Don't get a gun.
I like the beaver.
I like Beaver.
Beaver's beating the Duck.
It's like we took the Beaver last week over a Husky. It's definitely taking out a Duck.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. All right, now we get into Saturday. First game we're picking. In-state rivalry. I honestly don't remember what this was called, but Kentucky, Louisville. It's my lock. I got to double down on it. You don't hedge a lock because it's a lock. So isn't that right, Isaiah? Louisville wins the game.
Oh, Louisville by a million here. They're going to take down the Seminoles in the ACC championship, and somehow they're going to get in the college football playoff. Give me the Cardinals, baby.
Yeah, man, I've been saying it all year. It's Cardinal year. Go Louisville.
Heather,
Yeah,
I'm going to
go.
slap the shit out of you.
I'm gonna go Louisville, and there's no way they can actually make the playoff. Isaiah, ACC, they're not strong enough.
Nope, they're going to make it. Jet Brown, baby.
So Cardinal versus a Wildcat. This is
the Wildcat's gonna tear that ass up, dog.
yeah. The Wildcats.
There's no
The Cardinal mascot literally can't win in like any matchup.
No, it's a bird.
Yeah,
It's a bird. Be
it
stronger.
would maybe win against a different bird.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
stronger, dude.
Wildcat.
Give me
takes
Cardinal
the-
versus a Blue Jay.
Give me a Cardinal versus the Roadrunner. That would have been sick.
Could be interesting.
That's true because the Roadrunner cannot fly.
I would actually probably take a Cardinal over a Demon Deacon. Not gonna lie. Next we'll go to Indiana at Purdue. The battle for Indiana. Actually, I don't know if that's what it's called or not. Purdue's favored by 3, and I'm going to take Purdue. Actually, give me Indiana. Give me Indiana. Purdue is really bad. Yeah.
This is the Dookie Bowl is what they should name it instead of the battle for Indiana. I got the Boilermakers though.
Yeah, Boilermakers are terrible at football. They really, really suck. I got Indiana.
I have Indiana. I thought I picked Purdue, but I'm gonna go Indiana because that's what I got on there.
So now we had Purdue on the mascot last week. It's the maker of the boil here.
What is it?
It's just a guy.
I feel like a Hoosier.
A Hoosier.
Isn't it a Hoosier? It sounds like some dude that works with horses.
I think I would go with the Boilermaker.
I think I would too. I think a Hoosier is just someone from Indiana.
Yeah, I think a Boilermaker probably got something up his sleeve. He's probably got a weapon of some sort.
When a Boilermaker's a blue collar,
Yeah, he's probably got a shovel or something that he can hit
Yeah,
him on
he
the-
he's shoveling the coal into the train to make it boil. Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
you make him boil.
Yeah. Give me that, make it boil.
All right, the Iron Bowl next. This used to be one of the best rivalries. I mean, it still is one of the best rivalries. It's just unfortunately Auburn's a little down. So nothing needs to be said here. Give me Alabama.
Bama, keep it rolling.
I'm going with my favorite team, Bama. I really hope they find a way in the playoff.
I'm gonna go Bama. You just do not bounce back from a New Mexico State loss.
No. Crimson Tide and a Tiger.
I want to say this. I want Bama to win, but I would love Alabama to lose just so Headley can't get his wish that they go to the playoff.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be going for Auburn all the way in this game.
Yeah, I won't be. I love Nick Saban. I respect Nick Saban. Also, Crimson Tide smacks these dudes, mascot-wise.
An
Yeah, I
elephant?
think- Whoa, I thought we were going with the name. So it's
if
like
we're going
Crimson
elephant
Tide.
or water, dude, water is so strong.
What's
Crimson
Oh, you're
Tide.
talking the Crimson Tide.
A big old
yeah,
wave of crimson water.
yeah, it's drowning that
Yes.
cat
I think
or eagle, whatever they are.
honestly, if
No,
you're a if,
I'm
if
not
you're
saying it's going to go offensive on it, but how's a tiger going to attack water?
Wait, are we
Oh,
going
it's also
War
scared
Eagle or are
water.
we going Tiger?
a tiger,
Well, Eagle's getting drowned
Tiger.
too.
No, if we're
Tiger
going
is
water
scared of
against
water.
Tiger, yeah, cats hate water, dude.
yeah, I think if you're a weather name, that's just like a cheat code. Like
Weather is
weather's
It's on.
weather's win.
Unless if it's like Tulane. Oh no, okay. Say Tulane Green Wave versus a Cardinal. I would take a Cardinal because it can fly.
Great point. That's a great point.
Because it can
We
fly.
have
That's why I ask if it was a War Eagle. An eagle can fly. But we're going with
We said
Tiger.
last week it's they have to go head to head on each other though. They
Yeah.
can't fly away.
Uh,
No.
I think
It
you're
wasn't in
stuck
that
on.
sense.
I don't know, man. I'm
You're
always
stuck
thinking
on the
water.
Hurricane versus
I'm
the
hedging
Cardinals
water.
still.
Okay.
I'm going
Here's the
water.
thing with that, Isaiah. A
They start
hurricane,
to go head to
Isaiah,
head.
a hurricane goes all the way up to like 60,000 feet in the air. It's a giant weather system. Water's on the ground. A bird can fly over that. A bird can't fly over a hurricane.
No, a bird. Yeah, no. No. Give me the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, Crimson Tide winning that one.
Give me
We're getting this is really good with the mascots because we found a way for birds to win. Next, Vanderbilt at Tennessee. This is our spread pick. I'm going to say Tennessee covers because Vanderbilt's that bad, and Tennessee can put up some points if they want.
Yeah, I agree. I have Tennessee covering.
I got the Van.
Yeah, I've got Tennessee covering as well.
Volunteers and Commodores.
What's a Commodore?
A Commodore is like isn't a Commodore? It's like it's another person. I think it's
I like the Commodores.
A naval officer of high rank, in particular, an officer in the U.S. Navy or Coast Guard ranking above.
Oh yeah, they're so much
Captain.
better than a
Volunteers are
volunteer.
private, probably.
Yeah, no.
Come in there.
Volunteers don't get paid.
wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's very nice.
I did not know that's what it was. Pretty neat.
Okay, sweet. Commodore and that's just the cover too, so that could very well happen. Wisconsin, Minnesota. Now the battle for Paul Bunyan's axe, one of the great rivalries in all of college football. I'm going to take Minnesota in this one. Yeah, it's going to be close, like the spread indicates.
I love this rivalry trophy. It's awesome. I used to play NCAA Minnesota versus Wisconsin just to get the trophy out of it. But I'm taking the Golden Goofoo here and the Flexter.
I got Wisconsin. Their program's on the come up now. Yeah.
I got Minnesota. I didn't think Wisconsin looked all that great.
Now we got a Gopher versus a Badger.
Oh, wow, this is good.
It's a Badger.
It is a Badger. It is a Badger.
Honey
It is a
Badger-
Badger. Honey Badgers
I do-
don't care. Honey Badgers
do
don't give
like-
a fuck.
I do like that matchup, though.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
a
do
great
too. Those are
matchup.
very fierce critters.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's got to
Yeah,
be the
the
Badgers.
Badger's
man.
gonna win. Just
Badgers are crazy, dog.
Badgers are crazy, man. They are crazy.
All right, now we stick in the Big Ten West for the Land of Lincoln Trophy. Illinois favored by 5.5 against Northwestern. I'm actually, I am going to take Northwestern in this one. I think they got some momentum. I think they look good.
Yeah, this game was a complete coin flip for me. I'm picking the Fighting Illini just because of Vegas.
I'm going to go with Illinois as well, just because I really don't want Northwestern to get 7 wins. I mean, that would just make me depressed.
I'm gonna go Northwestern. They're rolling. It's gonna be a Wildcat. I mean, that's
Yeah, Wildcat
a
is
wild,
tearing apart someone from Illinois.
Wait. Last week we said the Fighting Illini gets a gun.
Yeah, it's a Wildcat though.
We're not going to give the Illini a gun this time.
No, the Illini
They
doesn't.
can't have a gun.
Isaiah, we
Yeah.
get this is our game. We get to control everything that happens, and we're not going to give them a gun this time.
If it's no, and the volunteer doesn't get a gun.
Yeah, not this time.
Well, I wasn't giving a volunteer a gun last week. He got to euthanize the bulldog. That was the justification there.
I think the
Like-
volunteer definitely should get a gun.
All right, I'm good.
Okay. Florida State at Florida. Another classic rivalry matchup here. I got Florida State, though. I think even with the injury to Travis Hunter, they'll be okay.
I'm sticking with my dog here. I got the Gators. Florida State was in trouble last week early, even though they scored 58 unanswered points. But I'm sticking with the Gators.
You know, I'm going with the Gators. When you play, you got to play for 100%. I'm going for a perfect week. Go Gators.
I'm gonna go FSU. Actually, I switched it up. What's that wide receiver's name? Coleman, something Coleman.
Deion Coleman.
Yeah, that dude's a dog.
He is.
I think he can still carry FSU to a win.
I forgot that I had to change Florida for my dog, so disregard that statement.
Oh yeah,
Gator versus Indian.
Gator.
Or sorry, Seminole.
Seminole.
Gator.
I
Seminole. They're not
I-
going to pull that
Bow and
arrow
arrow?
back and go through the.
I kind of
Gator's
like
head.
the Seminole.
No
I-
way, dude.
I
No
kind of
way.
like the
Gator.
Seminole, and just
This
because
is an
Max
apex
said
predator.
I like it because they have that aerial threat. They don't need to be close to fight it.
Bro, you can't shoot a gator through the skull.
You guys are overestimating human versus apex predator.
Yeah, it's gator, 1,000%.
It's gator
Max, what do you
for
think?
sure.
Depends on how skilled of a Seminole we're talking here.
It's
We're talking.
skilled.
Wait,
It's
one Seminole.
Hey, we're saying the U
yeah, it's
is
gonna have to
top
be
tier,
one.
man.
It's gonna have to be one Seminole.
The Seminole. It's Florida State Seminoles. Seminole is a
Ooh.
tribe. It's a tribe.
Gators. Florida Gators.
Yeah, true. We could play that game with all of them.
Yeah.
Damn it. We'll just go
All right.
1-on-1. 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the
Mono e
Gator.
mono.
Give me the
All the
Gator.
Seminoles.
Mono e mono.
Bad
Gator
pick.
would be favored there.
That one's not hitting. Bad pick.
We learned last week that not a lot of them hit.
Next, Cal and UCLA in-state rivalry, and I just included this because it is a 9:30 kick. This is the last ever in history regular season Pac-12 conference game.
Oh wow, yeah.
Going to be sad. Obviously, there's going to be a championship game, and that's going to be in Las Vegas. This is the last ever non-neutral site regular season
I know.
Pac-12 game.
I know we're
And UCLA, it's going to feel like a funeral because the stadium is going to be empty. So it's a good way to put it out. I am going to go UCLA with the win, though. They do win it. Everyone's going to be dressed in black. We'll send our condolences to the conference.
Yeah, that's actually insane that this is the last Pac-12 game ever, regular season. I'm going Bruins here. Even though Cal's my dog, I'm sticking with the Bruins.
I'm going Bruin as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go UCLA. And a Bear.
Yeah.
Now, well, we haven't. So Bruin versus Bear.
Yeah.
So Bear.
Bear.
Oh, okay.
That's another apex predator
Isn't
situation.
a Bruin a Bear?
Yeah, Bruin is a Bear.
So
I thought last week it was a person.
No, a Bruin's a Bear. That's why I thought this was gonna be a little more discussion. But I was just
the
Bear. Okay, I mean, if we felt that strongly
Yeah.
about Bear.
Oh, hey, whoa, hold on. hold on.
so golden. I take that back. I totally forgot that Kyle is a Bear. I like the Bruin. I think that sounds like a crazier name than the Golden Bears.
Okay,
Mm.
what we got to figure out is just looking at their mascot, it looks like a brown bear. So wait, Bruin.
So dude,
Bear.
brown bears are fucking insane, dude.
That's a good point.
Oh, that
What's
that bear looks pretty.
what's a golden bear look like?
I don't even see.
I don't know, man.
Oh, the golden bear does look fierce.
Dude.
Oh, the golden bear looks like a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
I would take a grizzly.
What?
They both look like grizzly bears, for being honest.
Wait,
Yeah, but I think
I don't. Am I looking at the right golden bear? This dude looks like a pansy.
oh, really? The golden bear I'm looking at looks like I am actually
Yeah,
kind of a little
it's
scared right
massive.
now.
I'm gonna send it in the group chat.
I don't know, man. They both look fierce. I'm just gonna Google
Oh, Brad, I think I
golden,
found the golden bear that you're talking about.
golden
Looks
bear
like a pussy,
versus
dude.
Bruin.
It
This
does
dude
look
doesn't look like he's fierce.
Oh man, I don't know which one to do. Headley, what do you think?
I'm going Bruin.
I'm going golden bear.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
I'm going Bruin.
Okay, hold on. Some dude wrote an article about the UC or the Bruin bear versus the golden bear.
I would take.
Never mind.
I would take a Bruin because this says Bruin is a bear that is Oh, never mind. That's just describing the same exact thing.
I say
me the-
Bruin.
Give me the Bruin.
What did Headley say?
Golden Bear.
I'm thinking Golden Bear.
Oh man.
Look
we
at the
leave it-
picture I sent.
Bro.
Look at the picture I sent.
Dude, I don't know what you scrolled. That's the thing.
No, I did not, dude.
Hey, that my Google
That's
search
the
did
bear.
not.
Look
At
My
at
Google
first,
search did not
Golden
produce those images.
Bear mascot.
Well, you got to look up Golden Bear. If you look up,
I did,
if you look
idiot.
up a Bruin mascot, it does the same fucking thing.
It looks
wait.
like a little pussy boy. No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, every mascot's not supposed to be scary because it's for kids, Brad.
Here, Brad, I'll send what came up for me. See that bear is starting to look. I mean, that grizzly is looking grizzly.
That thing looks scary.
I'm going golden bear now. Golden bear.
All right,
Golden
good.
Bear.
Let's just move on.
Golden Bear.
Okay, that one did take way too long. Clemson at South Carolina. I'm gonna take Clemson. South Carolina's bad.
That's the logo. All right, never mind. We'll move on. We'll move
Clemson.
I got Clemson.
Tiger beats a gamecock.
Yeah.
It actually
Agreed.
fries it up and eats it like fried chicken.
Even though a Gamecock is formidable, let's not disrespect
on. And
them.
seared.
Oh, certainly.
Little duck sauce on the side.
Yeah. That gamecock's probably what they're serving at Cane's. Am I right? All right. North Carolina and NC State. Another good Tobacco Road rivalry right here. And I'm going to take NC State. They're a hotter team. They're actually ranked now as opposed to North Carolina. So Wolfpack.
You know, I had UNC here, but I'm pulling a Headley. I'm going to NC State.
I'm going North Carolina.
I'm gonna go direct Maine, North Carolina. So
And then
All right.
Wolfpack is beating Tar Heel, right? I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I actually love the mascot name Wolfpack as well. I think that's badass.
that is a good one.
Now the game, Ohio State and Michigan. We should honestly let's give a score prediction. We don't need to write it down, but I do want to give a score prediction for this one just because I think it's awesome. It's an awesome game. So I'm gonna go Michigan, and I say they win it 24-21.
I am also going Michigan here. I think they are very dominant. I'm going to say 35-21.
Oh wow.
I'm going with Ohio State, and it's going to be low scoring 21-17.
I'm gonna go Michigan here, and I think it's gonna be 24 to 21.
24-21.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh fuck. 27-21.
All right. We can do the same score prediction.
Yeah.
Fine by me.
I almost said 20. I'm gonna go 24-20. I'll say 24-20.
Okay, there we go. I can get behind that. Wolverine and a Buckeye.
Wolverine versus a nut.
Yeah, probably Wolverine.
Wolverine's got-
Buckeyes
are poisonous though.
Mm.
Yeah, Buckeyes are toxic. They're poisonous. And I just looked it up to verify. They cause symptoms including weakness, diarrhea, vomiting, paralysis, and death.
Oh yeah, that's actually I would go Buckeye at that point though.
Please.
No, it's a Wolverine.
But the Wolverine's gonna eat the nut and then it's gonna die.
Yeah, the Wolverine
Okay.
would bite it, and then it
No,
would
the
get tricked.
So the Wolverine is going to pick up the nut and it's going to cook it over a flame, and then it's not toxic. If not prepared properly,
Are you kidding me?
Buckeye nuts are toxic to humans.
All right. Let's just go.
The Wolverines are going to
'cause
cook
that is
Fine,
the-
Wolverine.
That
Buckeye
is the
nuts, man.
Wolverine.
dumbest. That is fucking ridiculous.
Chef Wolverine in the house.
Chef Bean, baby.
All right. Now the biggest game of the weekend, Friday, 11 a.m., frigid temperatures. Cannot wait. The Corn Bowl. It's not the Stupid Heroes Trophy. It's the Corn Bowl. Iowa at Nebraska. Nebraska looking for its first ranked win since 2016. First bowl game since 2016. Huskers favored by 2.5. They get the win. 13-0 shutout. Deacon Hill can't do anything against the defensive line, and the 133rd ranked offense scores 0 points. Shocker, I know, right?
A corn bowl, baby. Iowa, your corn sucks. Your state smells like shit. I'm going Nebraska. 17-10.
Barn burner. I have also got Nebraska winning. I actually think Iowa's not going to score. If they do, it's going to be with special teams or defense, which in that case I really wouldn't be surprised. But Nebraska wins 13-3, 13-6.
Got Nebraska, and my score prediction is actually going to be 14-6. Iowa gets 2 field goals because of the field position game.
In the lowest over-under in college football history, we all have the under still hitting, and Isaiah has the over hitting by 0.5 point.
Yes.
That's funny. And then we already know Herbie beats the shit out of a Hawkeye.
Yeah, he definitely has a gun.
He's a farmer.
Nebraskans
definitely
have
has a gun.
guns.
Yeah, no, he's allowed to have a gun.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a
I guess
farmer.
that
Farmers
Hawkeye-
have
yeah,
guns.
no, for sure.
And this episode has already been a long one, so we're probably gonna have to end her here.
Yeah.
Rivalry week though, Cornwall. Hey, real quick, fuck Iowa. Take it away, Isaiah.
All right, guys. It is National Iowa Hate Week. Fuck the Hawkeyes and anything to do with Iowa. The Corn Bowl is going to be massive, low temperature game, low scoring. You know the over-unders at 26.5. I really feel like it's going to stay under that. My score prediction was a little high, but you know what? The
Crazy.
Skurs are winning. The Skurs are winning. They're keeping the Heroes Trophy in memorial. It should be a freaking golden corn cob. I'm excited. Let's do this thing, Skurs. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys for staying for this long episode. We really appreciate it. And as always, go Big Red, baby.